Welcome back, guys, to the Balls for Life podcast. Your home with the number one Tennessee Volunteers.
That's right.
Basketball poll come out day, Bob, and once again, everybody back to number one.
Number one, Tim. It's nice to be, dominant in all sports. You know, I
Yeah,
mean, we're
going for the trifecta, the Tennessee trifecta.
number one,
Doesn't go to
defending
baseball.
national champions in baseball, number one in basketball, hopefully number one in football by the time this tournament ends up here, playoffs.
Yeah, well, we're in the tournament. We're one of 12
I
teams
mean,
that can
honestly,
got a
man,
shot.
I mean, if you're not loving Tennessee sports right now, you're a Tennessee fan. Uh, I don't know what to tell you because you
Yeah,
should be.
yeah,
I mean, we got it rolling right now, um, and sometimes I think about not only that we should be loving it, but just think at it from other fan bases point of view. They got to be hating it. I mean, they're always like Tennessee's good in everything,
yeah.
tennis, golf, you name
And we are in all those things.
it. Yeah,
Even our the programs that we recently had a fire coach in, like Lady Vols,
hmm
you know. Coach Campbell Caldwell has hit the ground running,
yeah,
and good things are on the horizon for that program
yeah,
again. Um, but they always like to throw out the things that other programs do. Well, where's your national championships? Well, we got in baseball, and then of course they started the whole, well, that's baseball.
right. Well, what are they gonna say when we do it in basketball? Well, that's basketball.
Yeah,
I mean,
but you'll have less people saying,
right.
but they will go, well, what about football? But by that time, the football will
We'll
already
be
be
over
over.
there.
So hopefully they won't be upset.
Yeah, hopefully we can go by for the trifecta
Yeah,
of the basketball.
I will promise you this: if we win the national championship in football,
We will be humble.
no,
No,
no, all other fan bases in this Southeastern Conference footprint is going to be crying the blues because Tennessee, all Twitter, the internet presence of all fan bases, it's going to be arrogant city. It's
yes.
look forward to it actually.
Yeah, I need to start saving up because I need to buy where I'm wearing something Tennessee every single day, all the time. You know,
Yeah, maybe even drive to other places just so I can walk around their cities.
right
You
there.
know,
Yeah, yeah,
just drive down to Birmingham, to walk around.
yeah. It's like that's right. That's right.
Tuscaloosa,
Loser,
Auburn, yeah,
Loser.
Tuscaloosa's,
Yeah,
yeah. But getting back to the basketball team, Bob,
yeah.
which we've had a lot of success off and on throughout the decades of basketball. We've beaten Kentucky more than any other team, and it's
Yeah.
not even particularly close. We probably have almost twice as many wins as the next team against Kentucky.
hmm
Uh, we've had success everywhere but postseason when it comes to
Right.
basketball, and but we're still in that boat. But our regular season success under Rick Barnes has been phenomenal the last 5 or 6 years.
Right.
Best team in the conference.
I feel like sooner or later we'll get that monkey off our back. If you're eventually, because I really don't think there's such thing as a bad playoff coach. I mean, I think those are very rare anyway. If there is some, um, I think well, it's just bad luck. And once you get in a funk like that, you get a reputation, then it can become mental. But the more times you're good, sooner or later you're gonna break through. You know?
We will. I mean, personally, I'll give a little credence to the playoff thing myself. In NCAA tournaments in general for Rick. But yeah, who you draw in these tournaments, um, and let's face it, there's some days you can play fantastic, and it's just like the rim has a lid on it.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
want to
yeah,
win. I mean,
right.
another team's just hitting everything. I mean, you go home, it happens.
You need to play loose, and I think sometimes they get a little tight. And I think coaches get tight too after a while.
Well, I
You
think
know?
he, without, I don't want to get down this road. We need to talk about the good stuff, but
Right,
so I'll make save that for another day when I'm going to bitch about Rick. But
right,
uh, right now he's got us number one though.
right.
Number
Not a good
one.
time to be complaining.
No, um, Auburn is in my opinion, a deserving number two, um, regardless of where, if they've been ranked anywhere between 2 and 5, in the AP poll today, um, they would have been number two in mine,
You know,
regardless.
I didn't know about their schedule until you mentioned it. I just noticed they played one or two good teams, but this is the hardest schedule I have ever seen any play.
Early in the season,
At this point, I mean, they've played what, 5 top 20 teams or something like that. I mean, maybe 6. I mean, it's crazy.
yeah.
I know they played Houston, beat Houston, Iowa State, Memphis, North Carolina. I don't know if I'm forgetting somebody.
Well,
And they lost to Duke.
lost to Duke.
At Duke.
And I think there's maybe another team, good team in that. So
Right.
yes, they've scheduled tough.
Yeah.
And
They'll be hard to beat down the road. I mean, when it comes to, I mean, they're legit.
I think last few years, Big 12's been the best basketball conference. I think last year we were kind of on par with them. Maybe still a step behind. I don't think there's any question right now. The Southeastern Conference is the best conference in basketball, and your Tennessee Vols are top in the country. Let's talk about the Vols. So, Bob, let's look at this team, what they've done so far.
Right.
My biggest surprise isn't an individual player, but how, with all the new people coming in, a couple of injuries we've had, to me, they seem to be very well defined in the roles this early in the season.
I agree. I mean, and there's some good chemistry. I mean, to have some new guys play big roles that wasn't even on the team last year, much less new starters. But I mean, we seem to play well together. You know,
I think part of that is the Kai.
well, that's true. When you got a good point guard, that helps that situation.
I mean,
sure.
look at all the lobs he's been given, Opara and a couple of the other bigs.
Yeah.
When he penetrates, he's dishing it up and getting these guys involved in the
Yeah,
offense.
which I'm sure opens up other areas.
It does.
I mean, I've been pleasantly surprised with a lot of the players on this team, but you know, you got Millis. He's playing really good at that 4 spot.
You know, I'm surprised to say, wouldn't you say he's a better Josiah James?
He's what we was hoping for with Josiah James. I mean, good passer. I mean, a lot of the same characteristics.
Good rebounder.
Good rebounder.
Better rebounder.
Better
than I thought he was
rebounder.
gonna be.
Yeah, better rebounder than Triple J. You know, when Triple J was hot, which happens every now and then, he'd go through stretches. But, you know, he was fantastic. You know, but you know, Millicent, I mean, he could bust that 3. He's got mid range. He's got in tight. You know,
Well, his ability to drive the ball is what's impressed me.
Yeah.
At 6'10", he'll put it on the ground and take it to the hoop strong. The one thing that I always felt Josiah did not do, had the ability to take it to the hole, but just never had that confidence in his game to do it.
Right. Hey, oh yeah, he would pull up all the time. He just, I don't know why.
He held himself back on that.
He
part.
did. He. I hate to say it, but and that's, you know, a whole another thing. But he might have been better off to transfer and maybe get somebody to try to force him to get out of bad habits, because he had some bad habits and Barnes never could get him out of that. But
Yeah, and I'm sure he tried.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, he was always willing to defer to another player.
right. You know, Gaines playing pretty good so far. Phillips has played good. You know, if we can somehow get Dubar to up his game, which is very possible because
Well, he just now getting back.
just not, yeah.
Been hurt. Or, well, he off the
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. We don't know that.
off the court issues, and I'm not saying that negatively.
Right.
It's some personal things.
But with him getting back, I could see him. He should be a guy who we see a lot of improvement over the next 5-10 games. If he can give us something there, and you got Shack's playing well. I mean, I tell you what, this team's looks like it could.
Yeah, Craig Phillips.
Yeah,
I don't know if you mentioned him or not.
We're playing really well. I mean, we're the only team in the country. Did you say, Tim, that has had no game closer than 15 points?
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
So that's
Yeah, there's only a handful left that's undefeated.
right.
So, and of those handful, 15's been our closest.
We got Miami next, and then I think we got number 19 Illinois coming up. I think this coming Saturday. I believe that win that one is, I'm pretty sure it's Saturday. man, if we can win that one, then I think we got a couple more games where we could stay number one. It'd be nice to stick around number one
for a while.
For a little while.
Normally we make a quick exit. There's only been a handful of times we've made it to number one.
I know.
And
It'd be nice to hold on to it for a little bit.
Yeah, it builds your brand.
It does. And it gets you mentally tough, I think, because, man,
You're hunted.
Yeah, you're hunted.
You know, I think one thing I like about this team, Bob, is, you know, Rick Barnes always preaches defense. But with all these newcomers in, you had to re-question how that would do it. You know, we lost some great defensive players off last year's team. Santiago would get after you. Triple J would get after you. Um, and I was concerned that we would take a big step back, or a significant step back.
Right, especially with a lot of transfers.
Exactly. But with one of them being Okpara, I believe we have three elite, truly elite defensive players. You start out front with Meshack and Sakai,
Mm-hmm.
and automatically, you know, gives every team a hard time getting into their offense. And if they can break you down, then you got Okpara that can defend the rim.
Yeah, speaking of Opara, man, it's nice to have a guy, you know, nothing against the guy.
You do?
I do, yeah. It's nothing against him, man, but it's nice to have a center that doesn't get pushed around. And when he plays a big guy, that we know that we're probably going to lose.
Yeah, he did, but have a lot of block shots, and he would do that well. But if you were physical with AD,
it was over. His offense and defense was over. I mean, it would get in his head toward the end of the year. He would let his defense affect his offense, and
vice versa sometimes.
So I mean, Akpara, I mean, he's doing what he needs, what we brought him here to do: be a rim protector, rebound, and grab some of that junk around the rim, and put it back in.
Mm-hmm. And
I mean, we haven't even mentioned our new superstar, Lanier. I mean,
10 minutes in the video, and you're not talking about your leading scorer yet.
I mean, the guy at this point, when you match his numbers up with Dalton Connect, they look better.
Yeah. And we're not saying he's better than Dalton Connect by any frank way, but because he could do so much.
I mean, you don't know. I mean,
but you know what? He's an elite shooter.
Yeah, he's looking great.
He's had a couple of games. He's wasn't afraid to keep shooting to get himself out. Right. Wasn't able to, but every shooter does that.
Oh yeah, that's part of it. But man,
he's grown, I think, since the first of the year, though.
Yeah.
When he's not getting
well-rounded.
Yeah.
I mean,
he can take it to the hole.
Yeah.
He's his thing I'm worried about with him is he has a very low release.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that's going to be a problem when he comes up against some bigger guys in the conference and nationally.
Really
but
quick.
He gets off so quick, though,
right?
That it makes up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very quick. Now, somebody may end up giving him problems with that. I don't know.
A really tall defender might.
Yeah.
But I got a feeling he's going to be fine, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Now, I'll tell you what, when he's playing well, this team's going to be super hard to beat.
Yeah. Well, like against Baylor, when he had about 5 in a row and put that game out before you could blink an eye.
I know. It was I was like, wow, is he going to set a record here in the first half?
If he kept shooting, he might have.
Yeah.
This team right here has a lot of pieces to this puzzle. It looks like they could go not just far and for a while, number one, but we might get some of that postseason success that's been so elusive.
The only thing I think can hold us back, I mean, obviously we could not win at all, but I think the only thing that could possibly hold us back is the injuries. If we could have an injury too at a vital position because we're not super deep, we're already got a player or two out, so
yeah,
we need to get Cam Carr back and get him some reps. And
I think Carr if Carr can over the course of this season become a plus player for us, then this team is going to be very difficult. He's got sometimes you wonder if he's got the most untapped potential on the entire zone, but it is definitely untapped right now.
Right.
I'm just happy where we are right now. Bottom line,
enjoy it.
Yeah. This team right here is going to be fun to watch.
Absolutely.
Fun to watch over the next few months, and we'll be here to share it with you, to laugh at some of our competitors when they have a bad game to bitch a little bit probably when we have a bad game or a few in a row. Who knows?
Well, I know all of us, Tim, has we've been plagued with those Kentucky basketball fans out there. I know everybody listening to this probably knows a few that's been arrogant, and because I think that's a requirement to be a Kentucky basketball fan. Um, but just remember to give it back to them. Let them know who who's the new number one, who is the best team in the country, and just kind of shove it in their face a little bit.
Kind of like football. Who's your daddy?
That's right. We're the daddy at every sport now, not just football.
So on that note, Bob, I think we'll just take this opportunity to say go Big Orange and
Right.
let's go Balls.
Go Vols.